Mm,
What up?
Hey.
What up? What's happening?
Wait, why now I can't hear y'all?
Take them headphones off.
So with me.
You gotta take them back to Family Dollar.
Um,
And that
What's up, Nanette? What's up,
damn,
DJ?
no, I can't hear
James
nothing.
in the house.
Okay. Y'all talk. I'll be right back.
All right.
All
What's
right,
good,
that's
Dame?
cool. How you been, good brother? What's new and good with you?
Man, living life, working hard, tired. But
Yeah,
we back at it again. It's good to be doing this on a Sunday, though. Something a little
yeah,
different.
yeah. Definitely good to be back, man. I had a great week. I'm looking forward to getting into it. I'm sure
Yeah,
everybody wants to know what that's
everyone
been
wants to
like.
know. Everyone wants to know how it went.
Yeah, man. It's been a wild week, man. I mean, it's been a wild weekend. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to talking about how it changed me, bro. It changed me a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
You a lot more
Huh?
free now. Feel a lot more free now.
I feel a lot more free. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I think we overthink it, man. We overthink everything.
For everyone who doesn't know, go on and tell them what you talking about, Dane.
Well, I went camping butt naked last weekend. I spent the entire day and the entire morning butt naked. I went hiking. I went swimming. I just walked around in the forest. I got in the sauna. I dried off. I air dried. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm.
spent the whole week around other naked people. I spent the weekend around a whole bunch of other naked people. And it went from anxiety inducing, like I was super anxious.
Mm,
I sat in the car, bro. I almost had a panic attack.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? When I pulled into the driveway and saw a naked guy sitting next to his car, I had a panic attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went, I went and paid. I went once I paid my admission. I
Mm.
walked back to my car and got butt ass naked, yo. It was the strangest feeling ever. I swear. It was like, I can't believe I'm about to do this. I just couldn't believe it. And then once I took all my clothes off,
Mm.
I went straight into the forest. I wanted to be far away from people. I wanted to be far away from the main spot in that facility. Like, I wanted to just go out in the forest.
Mm.
And then I'm out in the forest hiking naked. Occasionally I'm passing other naked people. Everybody was really, really nice.
Mm.
If people don't get naked and they don't show their bodies because they are self-conscious, being in an environment like that where nobody has the perfect body, everybody's naked, nobody cares, man, it's just really helpful, man. That's how you become body positive right there. Um, by just knowing that you're accepted, knowing that no one is judging you. Usually we're worried that someone is going to judge us and someone's going to be looking at us. You
Mm.
don't have that problem there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And in addition to that, I met some really cool people. Like, everybody was really nice, man. It's strange, and I understand that now that I've gone, it makes sense to me to say, hey, so I was walking with this guy on the trail, with this older guy on the trail for like 20, 25 minutes. And
Mm.
he's telling me all about the campground, and he's telling me about where he's from and how he got into nudism and going to nudist camps, and how he used to do it with his late wife. And once his wife passed away, he continued to do it. And yeah, it was a mind blowing experience, man. Mind
Mm.
blowing,
You
mind
ain't get
blowing. And
you ain't
I
get no
would go
bug
back.
bites.
First of all. Second of all, I would suggest everybody try it. Like, you have to do it. Like, get naked. Go somewhere where it's okay for you to be naked.
I was about to say, don't be going to your locals like parks and thinking, "Oh, this is the campground to get naked."
Right. Right. Go to a safe environment. You know what I mean? Especially if you're self-conscious. If you're self-conscious, that's probably the best place for you because they're not going to judge you. Nobody's judging anyone there. I saw a guy that weighed like 400 pounds and he was just chilling. I was so happy for him. You know what I mean? He was out. You know what I mean? Nobody was judging him. He was sitting by the water, you know, kind of just relaxing, walking around, doing what he wanted to do. And imagine how liberating that must feel. You know what I'm saying? Real talk.
How much was that?
It was $45 for a day pass. So if you are near Rhode Island, that's where the place was. The place is called Dyer Woods Nudist Campground. DYER space WOODS. Dyer Woods Nudist Campground in Rhode Island. It is a super awesome spot. I highly recommend it if you are ever on the Northeast. If you're visiting the Northeast, now I'm like plugging for them because they are really good people. So if you really want to learn how to embrace yourself, I suggest you give that a try. So
Shai said, how was the weather?
It was a good 87. It was like a comfortable. It was comfortable out there, y'all.
Bye, DJ. Thank you for chiming in with us.
For sure.
Wow, that's cool. So what's next on your bucket list? Because it just seems like you keep topping it over and over and over again. So like, what's next? Is it like butt naked skydiving or something?
Well, I think the first thing on the agenda is to schedule another trip to the nudist campground before it gets too cold out.
You about to get the monthly subscription? That's what you telling me?
Yeah, I'm not going to become a member, but I'm going back, man. I'm taking all this back off.
Look, now he like, you know how like strippers, like you can tell who's a stripper, who's not a stripper because they don't like wearing clothes. Now he like, I don't want to get these rags off of me.
Yeah. But you know, just keep in mind, man, you know, one, you'll meet the nicest people ever. That's first of all. Second of all, you'll become more comfortable with yourself. You'll get to feel more liberated. And you know, it does something for you, man. It does something for you. And I can't believe that I've done it. First of all, I never would have imagined 2 months ago, a month ago, that I would even go to a place like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never even knew it existed. I never imagined that someone could just walk around freely naked. And I never imagined myself being okay with being around other people who were naked. You know what I'm saying? Because not only do you have to accept yourself in that moment, you have to accept that everybody else is naked too. Like, you know, nobody can judge anybody. Everybody just kind of got to, it's not about nakedness, which is the crazy part.
It's about being free.
Just freedom, a little freedom.
On the ride up there, what was your thoughts?
You know what? I woke up that morning, and remember when I wake up, I was starting my day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go for it. I just grab a towel, put the towel in my book bag, grab my flip-flops, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to call anybody. I'm not going to get any advice. I'm not, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm just going to go. It was the ride was 1 hour and 10 minutes. Once we got to about 15 minutes, I started to get anxiety.
The butterflies.
I started to ask myself if I could really do it. And you guys will see, because I uploaded the video about it. And the first video was like, yeah, I'm about to do it. But then I record myself as I pull into the driveway. And I'm like, holy shit, I cannot believe I'm about to do something like this. And then as I'm sitting in the car and I see naked people off in the distance, I'm like, yo, I didn't come this far. I drove over an hour to get here. I gotta do this. You know what I mean? I was so scared. I was afraid to walk up to the entrance. I was afraid because it's not really an entrance, it's more like a stand that's outside. I was afraid to get out of my car and walk up to it. You know what I mean? So I asked the nearest naked guy if that's where I went.
Pardon me,
he
sir.
told me, yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
And he was really nice, of course. So I went, I paid the guy that I paid. Oh, it's your first time? Oh, well, welcome. Everybody here is really nice. You know, this is the map of the campground. You know, he was just really warm, really welcoming. He gave me the map. And I went straight to the trails. I went hiking. Hiking eased me into it. I was not the only Black person there. That's a great question. We were a minority. There were only a few of us there, but I was not the only Black person. There were a couple Black couples. There were also people there from other races as well. So some of them were coupled up. Some of them were by themselves. But no, I wasn't the only Black person there, which was good to see. It was really cool.
What about the age range? If you had to give an age range to it, were you the youngest?
I don't think I was the youngest. I think there were a group of guys there that seemed to look younger. So I would probably say 28 to. I met a guy that was 78, so 28 to 80.
Really?
A really wide gap.
Yeah.
Did you see anything wild while you was out there?
Huh?
Did you see anything wild while you was out there?
No, I saw people that were happy being naked.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the most interesting things I saw were there was a guy and a girl there. They were both tatted up. They had a lot of tattoos on their bodies. She had like perfect boobs. It made me wonder if she had work done or something like that. But they were really nice. They were really happy. There was, going back to the Black people, there was a Jamaican lady I saw there, and I only know because she had like a Jamaican flag like on her stuff, like on her luggage or whatever. And she had a smoking body. That was also like, wow, like some people have great bodies, you know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't even about any of that. It was super chill. Even when the guys, like, once you're there for about 15 minutes, you get used to the nakedness. Like, it's not even everybody's naked. Like, that's not the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in a place and everybody's clothed and it's one person naked, he would stand out. But if everybody is naked, you don't stand out at all. You know what I mean?
So Sister George says, how hard was it to keep eye contact with people?
Great question. It was only hard to keep eye contact with people in the beginning. In the beginning, you're not used to seeing naked people. So when I walked up to the guy to pay him initially, listen, I had a hard time looking him in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, as I walked up to him to speak to him, I'm not used to being in these environments. You know what I'm saying? But about 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes in, once you realize everybody here is naked. Once you realize, oh, snap, I got to go to the bathroom and the bathroom is all the way over there. Or I want to go get some food, or I want to check out the trails. You're naked, they're naked. Like, this is the thing you got to understand. everybody is looking everybody in the eye. We don't care about your nakedness. It's not about your nakedness. It's not about your body. It's how's your day going? Have you seen that thing over there? And have you tried the food? Or they're having a thing later on this evening. Will you be here? Like, that's what it's like.
Oh,
That's
awesome. Like. Okay, so, one more question.
Oh, damn. Mm-hmm. Also on me.
How were the mosquitoes? Did you get bit by mosquitoes?
I did not get bit by mosquitoes, but I will say you feel everything. If a tree, slides across your leg, you feel it. If it's a spider web, sometimes you walk through a spider web, you can feel it. Like if it's on your leg, you feel it. You know what I mean? But the trails, I call them trails, but that sounds like it feels like a little bit of an over exaggeration because they were so well maintained. They were wide and they were moss covered. The whole trail pretty much was moss covered. It felt like a carpet underneath your feet. It was.
Wow.
Wait, so you had no shoes too?
At points, like I went back the first time I went through it with flip flops, and then, at a certain point I took my shoes off just so I could feel moss.
Become one with Mother Nature.
My man, I had recharging.
Listen, right? He recharging. Electric car.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're going to need you to go on more little expeditions like this so that you can come back and recap for us because this was great. Like, I really enjoyed it. And now I'm saying to myself, what's next? Like, what else can you possibly do? Like maybe naked dining, or a naked 3K or something like that.
That would be a bit much. You know what? I'm game for anything. We only live once, and I really want to fill my life with as much as I can. So when I found out this place existed, there was no waiting. Gotta go check it out immediately. So if anything, I think the general takeaway for all of us should be, don't wait to do the thing. Don't say that's what I want to do, but I'm going to do it next month. Don't do it next year. If it's something you've been wanting to do for 5 years, shame on you at this point. And I'm being 100. Go get it done. Make sure that's a part of the take care of yourself thing that I ask of everyone.
I love it. Listen, first of all, we got a lot of great people that's watching this podcast right now. Absolutely. And so shout outs to y'all for coming in on a Sunday and engaging with us and listening to Dame recap his experience because it definitely does sound life-changing. So kudos.
And not only that, our next podcast is going to be from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, starring you.
Right, listen, naked and afraid. There you go. Yeah.
Don't judge us, but
he's tuning in live. That would be really cool, and then just interview some of the people who are also there. Like, let them
judge them.
Yeah,
it might work.
I think you'll get some very interesting information from these people. And if you want to sit back and try to imagine what they would say, it's just wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll tell you about, the sense of freedom. They'll talk about how much they enjoy being naked. They'll talk about how much they love being outside. And that's it. And then that's only a small part of who they are. They still are.
Right.
Yeah, you're just going to have to start going mad places and just bring the camera with you and just start interviewing people.
No, trust me.
That's it. I would love that. That would be really awesome if you did that. Okay, y'all. So look, we haven't even started the show yet.
Nope.
So I guess we can go ahead and get that starting. Who's doing the Don't Judge Me for today?
I think it's on me, but I ain't got one. Let me see what I can come up with. Don't judge me, but working 40 hours a week is overrated, man. Listen,
can we get 1 day off every week at least?
Listen, I can do a 4 on, 3 off. I think that's where I'm at right now. Even if I got to do 4 10s, I'll do that. But 5 days a week.
Do 4 10s?
I do 410s.
Yeah.
That extra day.
Too.
Because once you hit the weekend, it's like you got 2 days. The first day, you're trying to catch up on everything you done missed, or you just want to relax. You sit in the house, you eat some food, you do whatever you want. And then the day before, you got to prepare. You washing clothes, you doing grocery shopping. Listen, man, I need an extra day in the week. Make it 8 days, or give me the 4 and 3.
What would the 8th day be called?
The 8th day will be called I ain't doing nothing. That's what it's called. Nothing day. Nod. It'll be called Nod Day. Nada.
Nod day. Nod day. Nod day. All right. With that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and get started. Nod day. There we go. Yeah.
On the Don't Judge Me But podcast are the personal opinions of the host and do not reflect the opinions of its employers, sponsors, advertisers, endorsers, or any third party. The information provided on the podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as professional medical or legal advice. It is advisable to consult with a qualified professional for any medical or legal concerns. In other words, have fun, people.
God is good enough for them ducks. Is good enough for the shit.
But then when you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs and see who they talking to. That's why.
You know what? If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's all over.
It's dirty.
All right, and we're back. Dane, quick question. I just thought about it because of the commercial. Would you suck your woman's toes while out in retreat with Mother Nature and nude and everything? Would you suck toes out there?
Listen, the answer is as long as the protocols are adhered to. All right, there is a strict set of protocols. You understand? We're not gonna taint the toes. All right. We're not going to taint the toes.
You're going to mess around and get athlete's mouth.
Exactly. You have to be careful. That's what they call safe SEX.
All right. Well, we are back, you guys. Welcome. You are joining us for the first time on a Sunday. We appreciate you. This is the Don't Judge Me But podcast because we got some things to say. This is raw, unfiltered opinions, conversation. We are one here, okay? So I am your girl, Sabrina, and above me, they will introduce themselves.
Yo, it's your boy, Dame Irv, a.k.a. Reppin' CT. I'm eager to get into tonight's conversation. What's up with you, James?
It's your boy, James, Mr. Mental Ambition. We in here. Let's get it.
All right. Before we get into the conversation, I do want to shout out some people who have been very supportive of what it is that we do, and I want to make sure that they get that recognition. First one is going to be Jazz. Jazz coming in from Instagram, and her handle, just so that we don't get it mixed up with any other Jazzes out there, is Dat Girl, which is G1 RLJAZ. That girl, Jazz, we appreciate your support.
What's up, Jazz?
Rocking with us. Secondly, you guys probably seen her in the chat just recently. Sister George. Listen, when I tell you, I don't know how they do it, but their podcast is off the chain. The breakdown of a woman's perspective. You guys, when I tell you that whole red pill, blue pill, manosphere thing is alive and kicking over there on their podcast. So make sure you guys check them out as well. And then shout out to all of our regulars who are always with us every Wednesday. Shout out to DJ, because I know DJ was in here, Nanette is in here.
Shout out to DJ.
Everyone.
Shout out to y'all.
Listen. So tonight's topic: should partners live together before marriage? What do you say? Let's go with James first. James.
Yes, you
Yeah.
have to. You have to, man. Like, if you live in separate households, whenever there's a problem, you can run back to your place of safety. But when you live with somebody, there is no running because you're still gonna have to. Even if you do run, you're gonna have to come back. You can go to your boy's house, your girl's house. You can go to the bar, to the store, whatever. When you get back home, you still gotta face them problems. You got to
Mhm.
see what it's like to be with the person you're with for a long period of time. And the only way to know if you can handle that is living with them. You got to come in the house and see them when they ain't got all the makeup on and they ain't got all their fly outfits on and they just regular with the pimply face. You know what I'm saying? You got to see them natural, not all dolled up. Can you wake up next to that? Can you wake up next to somebody if they snoring or if they fart in they sleep or if they leave their dirty clothes on the floor? Is that going to be
Right.
something that's going to be a deal breaker for you? Are you
Mm.
going to be happy to see them when you walk through the door? They're going to be happy to see you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Is the kids going to get along? If you got kids, is it going to be weird if one of you has a kid and one doesn't, and you've never lived with a person that has a kid? Are you ready to be a step parent?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a million things that go into being in a relationship and wanting to live with someone, especially if you want marriage. You talking
Mhm.
about forever, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. This is your person. You think you know them just because you talk to them on the phone? No,
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
got to live with them, man. You got to
Yeah.
see what happens with them dishes is in the sink. What happens
Mm.
if one of the cars breaks down? What happens if one of you loses a job and you ain't got that money no more? They gonna stick by you, or they only with you because of what you got?
Mm. All
You
Yeah.
got
right.
to have the ups and downs, the trials, the tribulations, everything, man. You got to see it firsthand. Anyone could tell you what it's like to live with their partner, but you have to experience it for yourself.
Mm.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. I don't even think the relationship gets real until you start to live with somebody. Um, because listen, it's easy to hide your messy tendencies when you don't live
Mhm.
together. Um, and it's easy to hide your OCD nature when you
Mhm.
don't live with somebody. When somebody does something that you're not okay with, if you don't live with them, you ain't even gonna have to complain about it. You know what I mean? And there are you have to learn to live with someone. Um, and it is a step beyond getting to know them on the phone or getting to know them while dating. It's a step beyond staying at their house
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, we all like our stuff a certain kind of way, and it's just moving in with someone. I think is a natural next step, but it's not the final step. I don't think that it should be put after marriage. I still think
Mhm.
that moving in with your significant other should come before marriage because it's
Mhm.
almost just another step. You know what I mean? That gets you closer to marriage. You might move in with a person and realize that you can't deal with them. I mean, and the show Hoarders just keeps coming to mind because
Mm.
these people are in full-fledged relationships sometimes with a person that has no idea that they're living foul. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I would like to live with my person. Yeah, even though I'm kind
Definitely.
of secretly. Because what about the move in after marriage, right? Isn't that also a thing? Or no, it's not?
I
Moving
think
in.
it's more common to move in before marriage than
Mm-hmm.
after
Yeah,
marriage. You got some
yeah,
people who just don't even move in together at all. You got your place, I got my place, but we're married. We coexist, and it works. So I think it also depends on the relationship that you have. Like you get the people who get married because one person is in the service and they're going to be stationed somewhere else. So at least they want to lock down having their person. But for me, I also agree with you guys and say that you should definitely live with one another prior to getting married because I feel like it's going to challenge you in a sense of changing how you live. Because when you stay by yourself, you can come and go as you please.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even have to come home the same night when you by yourself. But when you live with a significant other, you now share the responsibility of informing them where you might be going or what time. So now you got to limit yourself as to how long you're going to stay out. What's an acceptable time? What's a respectable time for a man to be out versus a woman be out? Those are things that you have to take into consideration as well as adjust to, because if you go from being in a relationship to getting into a marriage and not live with one another, you haven't given yourself the opportunity to slowly adapt to that type of lifestyle. And that might be a deal breaker. You know,
Mm-hmm.
your person coming in at 3-4 o'clock in the morning, especially if they're drunk, you are automatically going to be like, who do you think I am that you can just come in and, like, really? So I feel like it allows you the opportunity to make whatever adjustments as you go slowly versus a one big shift change
Mm-hmm.
in your routine. You'll learn if your person cooks, or are they always eating out? Do they work out? Or, are they just laying on the sofa like James and Dame say? Are they clean? Do they
Mm-hmm.
pick up after themselves? And then, especially when it comes to the kids, like, does your child like them? What does your child think about being around them for the rest of their life if they haven't even been under the same roof yet? So I feel like if you're out there and you're looking into getting married, you definitely need to go ahead and get that place first. So I
So
think
can
old
it work
school
the
be
other
like,
way around?
what?
If you get married and then move in, because when you take the vows are for better or for worse, and so you're committing to this
Mm-hmm.
person. You know what I
Listen,
mean? So
You committed, but
maybe
you don't even know if you like them yet.
right. Like, they farts may
you
be
like
legal.
them.
You like them, love them, because like let's say you get married first, right? All right, you had the wedding, you went on the trip, and you officially move in together. But you never lived with this person before. Like we were just talking
Mm-hmm.
about, you don't know who that person really is. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy for them to put on a facade and act like everything's good, but when things go bad, are they really
Right.
going to be there for you? Can y'all stand
Listen,
together? Can you turn
guys.
down temptation when it's in your face and stick with your person? This is who you
Mm-hmm.
chose. You know what I'm saying? Are they really clean, or is the house dirty? Is
Is
the
that
car dirty?
Victoria's Secret?
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's so
right.
much that needs to be seen, yo. And it
Yeah.
has to be seen because you want to know 100% without any doubts that this is the person. Because once you have one argument, you be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. What if you done spent all that money and now the person that you chose is like, you know what? I thought I loved you, but I can't deal with you right now. I don't want to deal with
Mm-hmm.
you. I don't want to deal with this. Now you spent all that bread for nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Look,
True.
guys can't even handle women when they take their makeup off.
Mm.
Okay, so could you imagine, like, you jumping from being in a relationship to now you waking up next to this chick and you feeling like you done got catfished
Mm-hmm.
because she looked one way with makeup and then she take the makeup and the hair and all of that stuff off and now she looks completely different.
Yeah,
Like, you
she look like
have
cousin
to
Skeeter.
adjust. Shut up. You make me
Yeah.
so sick.
Yeah.
Cousin Skeeter. That's why she like one of them rugrats.
You know what I'm
But I
saying?
mean, and is that gonna be your rugrat? Like,
Mm-hmm.
for better or for
Or for
worse? It
worse.
really,
Well, what
yeah.
happens if one of you gets sick and you don't want to take care of the other person? Have a horrible accident,
Yeah.
you lose a limb.
Yeah.
Mm,
There's a lot. There's a lot to
A
it. There's a
lot,
lot
man.
to learn from living with a person. Um, and again, it also still feels a little weird to value it so much, because if two people are in love and they are eager to get married, because in some cultures marriage comes before moving in. with another person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said about that because, like I said, they promised to commit to each other through thick and thin, and they don't know what the other person does or how the other person is as far as cleanliness and, you know, how they manage their household. So, you know, it could be tricky, but it seems like it should be doable.
You think it's more beneficial to wait or to move in?
I think it's more beneficial to move in. I think the only problem that I have with it is to treat it, when I said it was a step before marriage. I think that's where the hang up is mentally for me, because once you move in with someone, that's not something that you can easily dismantle. Like, that's not something that you can easily break up from. Like, you guys are solidified at that point. Even if you could get married for a few $100s, but when you move in with someone and you intertwine your bills, man, that's a whole, you know, ball of yarn or some shit like that. It just gets tangled. You know what I mean? So
yeah, especially when both your names is on the lease.
Right.
Because if one of you want to break
go
up,
to court.
When you break up, who gonna take the apartment?
Right.
Yeah, but then again, it's not even easy unless one person wants to leave. They don't have to.
They're just gonna be in there arguing and fighting every day.
They're breaking windows.
All right, another question. How long do you think you should wait before you move in together?
I think that's a case by case type of thing, because it depends on your relationship. How strong is your relationship? How serious are you about that person? Like, now I would probably say minimum a year.
All right, what if one of y'all ain't got nowhere to go and y'all been dating 2 weeks and you know how people just happen to, you know, you ever just start messing with somebody and then out of nowhere they start bringing over toothbrushes, and then they start bringing over sleepover bags, and then they start leaving sneakers over there. Now the PlayStation's over there, and all of a sudden someone just lives with you. That ever happened?
No.
That has happened, yeah.
No.
I've been that guy.
Yeah,
me too, Dan. It happens. 2 weeks in, you got a new apartment. I know someone can relate.
And then it's like, you might as well stay here. You got to change your clothes there.
You got clothes here. You cooking here. You gave me $200 for the light bill. Come on in.
Wow, that's a lot. I can't relate to that, but I guess because I'm the female in this situation. So I know I can say, like, if I have somebody who I've been kicking it with, and you know, I have emotional attachments with them and vice versa, and I'm always over there or always going over there, yeah, at some point, listen, I'm going to need to leave a toothbrush there. I'm going to need to leave my body wash over there and some set of clothes or something, because it's just a lot to have to keep hauling over and over and over again. But to me, it's not a representation of moving in. It's more so out of convenience and less stuff that I got to bring with me.
Got you. Tired of carrying that overnight bag.
So,
yeah, spend a night bag.
What up?
Moving in with people with children. Listen, the way a person disciplines their children, the way they interact with their children, you need to sort that out before you move in with them. You need to decide whether or not you're okay with that before you move in with them. Some people treat their kids like adults, right? And they just give them too much information. If they're that type of person, you're gonna have to acknowledge that. Like, because the thing that you cannot do is you can't tell someone how to parent their kid, whether you agree with what they're doing or not. So you need to be sure, this is like super important before you move in with someone. Make sure you are okay with how they parent, because you are not going to have any say so unless, you know, she's one of those females that gives you like lieutenant status or some shit like that.
Lieutenant, damn.
But some people, they parent the way that they want to parent, based on what they've seen, how they grew up, or whatever it may be. But everyone parents a little different. So, make sure they communicate in a healthy way. Make sure it's something that you can get with. But that's a big one when you're moving in with someone that has children.
Yeah, definitely, especially if y'all end up having a kid, because they're gonna treat your kid that way.
Right.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I would also add to that, you have to make sure you're really serious about that person when you are now intertwining with children. Because for adults, it's nothing to be like, oh, this ain't gonna work, deuces. But now that you have a child tied into it, someone who is just emotionally spongy, they want the love, they want the attention, they're going to be quick to form that connection with you. So to have to break that when y'all don't work out, you have to understand dealing with someone who has kids requires a lot of patience, and it requires a lot of resolution. There is no quick get out of this, it's not going to work. You might as well stick to somebody who ain't got no kids, because these children, the last thing that you want to do is damage a child by your behavior or your lack of respect, the way that you treat the parent in front of the child or even around the child. There's a lot of things that you have to take into consideration. So I definitely forewarn anybody out there who's dating, if you are not serious, go play with somebody that ain't got no kids. And if you are a parent and you're not serious, just don't date. Just leave it alone, because it's not just you, it's your child as well. You are a packaged deal. That's it. Right.
And it's not fair to leave the other person trying to explain your absence when you were always there. I totally agree.
Shai says, as a mother living single, I do not introduce people to my daughter because she will become attached. Exactly. Kids don't know, oh, I shouldn't get close to this person because they might not last. They don't think like that. That's how we think. Right. So, yeah.
Question. Who do you think is harder for? The person with the kid or the person that's moving in that may not have the kid? So, like, let's say you have a kid and you bringing somebody in. Do you think it's harder for you and your child to adapt, or the person that's coming in that doesn't have kids and trying to intertwine with your life?
I think
it's harder for the person without kids. I think.
Okay. Why is that?
Break it down.
Yeah, I think it's harder for the person without kids because, for one, the person that has kids, like the custodial parent, they are the ones with the desire to have someone come in and fulfill the male fatherly role if it's a guy, or the motherly role if it's a woman. But if you have custody of your kids and you're single and you're dating, I would argue that you have pressure, but you don't have as much pressure as a person without any kids. If you don't have any kids and you're getting involved with someone that has one or multiple kids, that's huge. If you want kids, it's huge. That's probably one of the most important things to consider is do you want more kids versus, how your partner feels about it. Because if you want kids and you don't have any, stick to your guns. Just stay single. Like, just do yourself that favor. Because, we're not begging someone to be who we want them to be. Let's find the people that are who we need them to be already. It's tricky with kids, but if you don't have any kids, just stay single and look for someone that's also willing to have kids. Especially if you waited into adulthood. Don't now's the time.
I feel that it's hard on both. It's equally hard on both, because you have one person who does not have children moving into a household with someone who does have children, so you automatically become a parent, whether you want to or not, you automatically take on the role of a parent, or if anything, a role model, whether you want to or not. And so your life is going to change. And it might even change for the good. I say when you have children, I feel personally that children change you for the better. They make you more responsible. They make you look at the way that you handle life's obstacles and how you maneuver through it. Versus when you don't have children, you might be a little bit more reckless. So to take someone who one day was not a parent, the next day you are a parent, that's hard, and it's life changing, and it's always going to be life changing because it's going to be even more life changing when that relationship doesn't make it to the next step of a marriage, because they too have formed that connection with that child. They feel as if that's my child. I've watched this person grow up. I've raised them. So it's going to be, in my eyes, equally damaging. Now you look at someone who has a child and they're bringing someone into the household. It's hard for them too, because I don't care what you say, especially as a woman, all of me personally speaking, if I bring you around my child, I'm going to want you to have some type of role model influence on my child. I'm going to want you to lead by example because I know that my child is watching you. So I'm putting expectations on you with you just coming into this household. I'm going to want you to be the disciplinary figure of the house. That's just it. So I'm putting unnecessary pressure not just on you, but on myself. Because what if you can't meet that standard? Now I'm feeling some type of way. Now I'm stressing out. So I feel like it just goes both ways. Some may agree, some may not agree. But as a parent, bringing someone else in, I feel like if you've been doing it all this time and you've been taking care of your child, bringing another income in is just like a cherry on top. At the end of the day, you know the struggle. You know what it takes to raise your child. So having to allow someone else to come in and tell you what you probably should or shouldn't do when it comes to raising your child is going to be hard. Because, first of all, it's not their child. Second of all, they ain't got no kids. We say that all the time. How can someone who doesn't have children tell someone who has children how to raise their child when you don't even have them? So that's what I'm saying. It's try. Oh yeah. So it's just, I say it's equally hard. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Okay, Black United in the building.
I say it's harder.
Just real quick. Yeah. So Special 77 was wondering how we would handle people with spoiled children. Was it spoiled and bad children?
Yeah, or badass kids.
This is the thing. Unless the custodial parent is giving you the power to discipline these kids, not even like discipline isn't the word that I want to use. I want to use impose consequences for bad behavior. If they're not giving you that power, then you don't want to be in that situation. If the kids are spoiled and they're bad, you got to deal with that, man. Like, just, you can't. I mean, even if they give you the authority, you know what I mean? As a parent, you still don't want to deal with it because that kid has another parent. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff. So,
okay, James, what do you say as far as who's it harder on?
It's harder I think it's harder on the person without the kids coming in, because let's say on average, a woman will have her apartment, she'll have her kid, right? Her whole life is set up. She knows when she wants to eat, how she's going to make dinner. She has a whole time schedule set up for her and her kid. That's their life. And you're coming in as a single person or trying to be in a relationship with them. You got to figure out where you fit in. She might be super independent and want you to do nothing but give her money to pay bills. You got to see how you're going to mess with the kid. Are you gonna be comfortable if she says, "All right, I'm going out for the night, but I want you to watch my kid"? You're gonna be like, "What? You want me to watch your kid? Where you going? You going to the club? You going to the bar? Nah, no. How you gonna handle
stay home with these kids?
You feel? Because that's their kid. But if you're signing up to be a step parent, is that something you'll be comfortable with? You know what I'm saying? Like you're coming into someone else's life in the way that they're living, and you're trying to find your place. And sometimes it's hard to find your place because they're so used to doing things their own way and they're set in their own ways. And then most women who are independent don't want to relinquish the power. Not power in the sense of I have full control, but you're not going to tell me what to do in my house. This is my house. I pay the bills here. You're just coming in here. And as a man, how would you feel if a woman started talking to you like that? You got your shoes on in my house. You better put them slides on. You ain't rinse off your dish. You know we rinse the dishes off around here. Matter of fact, I'm a cook. You go wash the dishes when they all finish. You didn't fold them clothes yet. This is stuff you might have to deal with.
Yeah, I agree, but having the step parent watch the kids is kind of wild.
But it's step parent. They stepping up, right? So you telling me that? So you telling
watching your kids so you could go do what exactly? Like,
that's what you got to figure out, right?
Like real talk. Like if you just going to the grocery store, yeah, sure, maybe. But for girls' night, I don't know. That's like, I don't know.
And then she on Instagram talking about hot girl summer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild.
Got the kids.
Nah, you gotta be careful with that, man.
But this is stuff that happens.
Kids rude. You ain't my father.
Stop eating my snacks.
Yeah, nah. Ain't no Friday night, Saturday night. I watch on a Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday evening for like 2 hours, hour maybe. Yeah, I ain't watching nobody. I ain't watching my girlfriend kids on a Friday, Saturday night. I want to party too. Them ain't mine, you know what I'm saying?
Now you got to hire a babysitter so y'all can both go out.
Sure.
See, and this is hold on. And this goes back to living together. What's that dynamic gonna be like?
Yeah.
You feel me?
So what if you move in with your girl who has kids and the father is active in the kids' lives a little too much? When I say a little too much, I mean he come over, she make him a plate to eat. He calling late night. You didn't know this before because y'all wasn't living together. But he calling late night. How do you deal with those type of relationships?
You got to set the boundary of what is tolerated and what's not. You're not calling my woman after 8 o'clock unless the kid is involved. If there's a problem, you watching the kid and me and her spending time, cool. Don't be calling her just to be calling. Hey, I'm stressed out right. I need someone to talk to. Hey, man, you got to find your own girl. Just me over here. I'm paying the bills. I'm making sure that car is running. I'm putting food in his crib. I'm making sure your kid got clothes and your kid is taken care of. You got to respect me and what I'm doing over here. Whatever you got going on is on you. You got to figure that out. And if I come home and he in there eating a plate of food, fam, relationship
and playing the PlayStation.
You playing on my saved game? It's over. You playing Call of Duty under my account? Come on, man.
Talking to your boys in the
online. Nah.
Yeah, crazy.
Nope. Denied. You know what I'm saying? But it's setting the boundaries. But these are things that you got to see, which is why I say it again. You got to live together to know who you're dealing with. And it sucks when you got break up and one of y'all got to leave. Everything you put into that relationship, into that household, and making sure that they're okay, you're giving all of that up and you're starting over if you're the one who's leaving. Yeah. What if you ain't got no bread? What if you move in and you realize after 6 months that you don't want to do this and you put all your money into it? Now you got to try and save to get a security deposit. You know how much that is now? 3 bands, 5 bands. What you gonna do?
Somebody about to do something strange.
I think that if when it comes to like your significant other having when the other parent is just a little bit too much into the life of the kid, one, I think that is a sign possibly of a healthy relationship. If you have a healthy relationship with your ex and you guys manage your kid that you two made together in a healthy way, I am totally okay with that. And so here's the kicker. This doesn't apply just to this situation, but in general. If Bree or if James introduce me to someone, right? Mm-hmm. And that someone acts as if he doesn't care. Usually what happens when you introduce me to someone, I should feel the love that they have for you in that interaction, right? So if I'm with if I'm with a girl that has a kid and she introduces me to that kid's father, I expect a warmth, I expect an appreciation just for me stepping into the situation and being a good, stand-up guy about it. I would expect him to give me respect. I would expect him to respect our relationship. And I would see their relationship, if it is healthy, as a good sign, honestly. If he's calling in the middle of the night, that's a problem. That's an issue. That's something that you need to iron out. There's a line there that goes from healthy to being a little bit too much.
Shai says, family night dinners are all right, but calling late is out of pocket. Is she over him or nah?
Right.
Yeah.
Boundaries.
Because what all they're showing you is all they're showing you is what took place while you guys were not living together. This is not unusual behavior. This is the routine. If anything, just the baby father didn't know what was going on. But I mean, that's just
honestly,
the way
and I wouldn't even want him coming over for dinner. I'll see him at the football game
or cheerleading practice or graduation.
I don't know if I want him coming over for dinner. Like it's a line there. Too much is too much, yo. You know what I'm saying? Right. Mm-hmm. I could be cool with the dude. I could think the dude is a great guy. I could actually probably hang out with the dude. But there are certain lines that shouldn't be crossed. You know what I'm saying? No, you probably shouldn't be at our house after 7. Mm-hmm. Don't come after 5. Don't call come after 7.
I'll send your daughter out. Don't come in the house.
Right.
You're not respectfully. No disrespect. Mm-hmm. No disrespect. Right.
So the next question, how do you divide the responsibilities? So how do you determine what bills are going to be split what ways, who's got what chores, if you guys are moving in before marriage? Because at the end of the day, once you get married, this is going to be shared responsibilities anyways. But how do you determine that? Who's cooking?
It all depends. Can you both cook, or can only one of you cook? And like, no matter what, this is how I see it. Whether it's 70-30, 60-40, 80-20, as long as 100% of everything is taken care of, that's all that matters. If one cooks, the other can clean up. If someone's paying the mortgage or the rent, the other can take care of the small bills. If the car breaks down, whose car is breaking down? Because someone got to come out of pocket more than that. But these are just conversations that have to happen when those things happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, most men, when they move in with a woman or live with a woman, they want the woman to cook. But what you think a woman's going to want to come home and cook after she done worked 8 hours and she's helping the kid with the homework and she got to put him in the bed and still got to read him a bedtime story? You think she's going to cook?
And then still got to bend over at the end of the night?
Nah, she's tired, fam. You got to understand what a lot of these women go through. They be tired. Look, Dame don't even believe it. Look.
Come on, I'm
like, how hard is it to bend over? Dang.
You just go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
Dang, that's the easiest thing out of the whole evening.
It's making sure that it's communicating with your partner what you need, so that way you can take some of the load off of yourself. If you need help with the dishes, you need help with laundry, you need help with some bills, talk about it instead of trying to carry the bulk of everything on one side. You know what I'm saying? Because a man will work all day, 10, 12, 14, 16 hours.
No.
And be like, look, I worked, I'm not doing nothing. That's all you. But that's not fair to her.
Did it all.
I knew.
Yes, listen, that's Angela right there.
You
Angela
gotta
said,
do
"I
the bend.
do." Did it all. Cook, clean, and bend. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think when it comes to dividing their responsibilities, as far as the financial responsibility, these opinions are my opinion alone, right? So as far as financial responsibilities, I think we have to take a look at incomes. If there is a huge income difference between the two, then I think things should be maybe proportionate. And I would even say that it could lean a little farther into the man's side. Like I'll be a little more fair to the pay all my bills females out there. But I think when there is an income difference, I think that it should be proportional to what you get paid. If you don't have a job at all, well, even if you have a job and you only make a little bit of money, I still think that you still deserve to be able to take yourself out to a nice dinner. You still should be able to have some money to get yourself something to wear should you need to. And so that's why I think that it should be proportional. If I make way more money than my girlfriend, then I'm probably going to pay way more of the bills.
80,
But I think fair and equitable is the way to go. Just make sure that no one's being taken advantage of.
Right.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody do what they want to do.
Nope. Income gotta do nothing. Wait, hold on. Income.
Yes. Thank you for saying that. That brings me to my second point.
Income got nothing to do with it
Responsibilities,
she
because
was
they're
doing
not
it.
just financial. Yes.
Right.
Who's gonna do the laundry? Who's gonna cut the grass? I feel like those roles kind of work themselves out. There are a few gender roles like taking out the garbage. Somehow we just naturally do. But I think the responsibilities, fellas, I think fellas need to pay special attention to making sure that they're sharing the responsibilities. I think women sometimes make it easy for us to coast. And I think women sometimes feel like they're responsible for more than they should be. So if she cooks dinner every night, maybe you should pick up the dishes. You should take care of the dishes, or you should cook a couple of nights out of the week, especially, if proportionally she cooks more. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So Shy says, how have y'all gotten into finances? Do you bring W-2s and pay stubs to the third date? Do you pull credit reports together? Have y'all experienced an imbalance of financial discipline? Listen, pay stubs to the third date?
Nah, that's a little extreme.
Listen, I don't want to hear nothing about no pay stub. Don't listen. We ain't about to pull no credit together. We listen, because guess what? At the end of the month, I might not like you.
Yeah,
I might ghost you.
I think it's more important to look for signs of financial responsibility. That means, does this person ever offer to pay? Does this person have credit cards? Does this person have a car that needs to be fixed? Is it a simple fix that he or she refuses to take care of? There are things that you can use as indicators about whether or not this person is sound financially. It is an important conversation to have. That's the conversation that has to take place before you move in with someone. But before that official conversation, there's going to be signs. People are going to complain about their financial situation. They're going to talk about what their future plans are, that they'll need to have money to take care of. So if you listen, they'll tell you what their financial situation is,
Yeah. I like in Shai's statement. Have y'all experienced an imbalance in financial discipline? Because the thing is, right, if you're so used to it just being you, and you can carry your own burden financially, and then you get into a relationship with someone, and now you're seeing that you're good, but your partner is struggling. Your partner is always having issues. That's going to create tension on you, because if you truly love the person that you're in this relationship with, you're not going to want to see them struggle. So you're going to want to help them. It's just a matter of, is it always you helping them? Like, will they ever be able to stand on their feet without you? Because the last thing that you want is for them to be codependent, right? Because that's not healthy. So
I agree.
and it happens. It happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
Yeah. So I wanted to I know an episode or two ago, it was 2 episodes ago, we were talking about maintenance. How do you maintain a relationship? And it's interesting because recently, within a day or two ago, Judge Mathis' wife filed for a divorce. Now, I did my research with this, and him and his wife had been married for 39 years. 39. Okay, they got married in 1985. And the interesting thing is, and he even said it himself, as to why she filed, or what he felt had to do with the filing of the divorce. It wasn't anything like infidelity or anything like that. It was simply because he was ignoring his wife. He was neglecting. He was neglecting her because he was so focused on his career and going to events and spending time with his friends that he always left her behind. And he said it himself. He said, as advice to other men out there, never be busy, never have too much fun beyond your wife. So I wanted to bring that up because it just reminds me, when we are dating, when we are in relationships, a lot of the times we do want our own independence. I want my time. I want to do what makes me happy. But how easy is it to forget about your partner when you're so wrapped up in your friends and your family? So do you guys feel like, is it easy to balance a partner or even a wife and your own mess that you got going on your side?
It depends on how much time your wife or your husband wants. You know, because there are some people who can stay up under each other all day, every day, and it's never enough time. And then also, if you live in separate households, it's hard to make time together because you might have work, kids, you might have extracurricular activities you're doing. The kid got soccer practice, and you got to try and make it work. It's just case by case basis.
Yeah.
You know, but if someone cares for you, they're gonna make time. It just might not be as much time as you might want or need. And then you have to make a decision if that's something that you want to continue to be in.
Right.
Yeah.
If your needs ain't getting met, is it worth staying around forever?
Right.
Yeah.
At least give her the option to come. But the thing is, it's almost like, this is where the fine line comes into play, right? Because let's say I was with a celebrity and he invites me to come with him to do this, that, and the third. I can look at it like, yeah, I guess I can go so I can spend time with him. But what if I don't want to do what it is that he's doing? What if I want us to do something that the both of us have in common, or that the both of us is going to enjoy? Because nobody wants to feel like they're a tag along.
Yeah.
So, okay, so, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say, I think it comes down to the rituals. There are things that you can do to bond with your partner. That could look like a daily walk. That could look like a walk on Saturday mornings that you guys always take. It could look like Sunday dinner where you actually sit across from your partner. There needs to be rituals. There needs to be things that you guys do to keep you connected. It could look like watching a show that you both enjoy, but I really just think it needs to be not so much a show, but a dinner could work, a walk could work, anything that makes it so that it's just you two and you guys are just talking, just catching up, getting a feel for what's new and interesting or bad with your partner. So yeah, you have to make time for those things. That's how I think that's how you stay together. You have to enjoy time apart and time together, because both are important.
And growing. You have to be open to growing with your partner and not being complacent in where you are in life, where it's just like, take me as I am. Oh, you're acting different. You have to be willing to have those discussions with them and figure it out. Figure it out together. Like, you don't have to go to friends all the time. You don't have to go to your pastor. Figure it out with the person that you're going through it with. And like Shy says, agreed, never stop dating. Do work with me and we go do things we like together later. That's Black Love United.
Mm-hmm.
Special 77 says New York Amtrak day trip. Listen, find what works. Find what works for y'all, and just know. Just know that you're gonna have your ups, you're gonna have your downs, but it's okay. It's okay. You should have a challenge. I feel everything shouldn't just be going smooth all the time. Like, you need something that's going to open up both of your eyes, and help you realize that you got someone good. You got someone good who's going to ride with you, stick in that corner. So yeah, listen, y'all are so interactive. I absolutely love it. Any final words for everyone, you guys?
Yeah, live with somebody before you marry him, because you got to see who you're dealing with. That's my opinion. Don't judge me on it. If you want to get married and then go from there, that's your opinion. But I would like to see what I'm getting myself into. And I want to be able to see if I can handle dealing with children, their children. If I have kids, will my children coexist with theirs? How much of responsibility am I going to have to take in the house? How much am I going to contribute financially in the house? I got to see all this to know.
All right, Dane, what's your final words?
I think it's important to think about how your moves are going to affect other people. We have to remind ourselves that the world does not revolve around us, and sometimes people are depending on us, and we owe it to ourselves to make sure that they are good if we care about that relationship. So, don't leave your person behind and just, go on and live life without them. If you cherish that relationship, you kind of got to take care of it and make sure you manage it. And life is about balance. So continue to take care of yourself, because you got to start there. But take care of the person, love on the person that you're with as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do what works for you.
Yeah. Because we all nobody has the master plan. Nobody has the perfect direction to go. Only you and your partner. So my final words would just simply be, if you know that you don't want something serious, stay away from single parents. Like, stay away. Go deal with somebody who doesn't have children, and you guys figure it out together. But stay away from single parents, because it's not just the parents that you're getting into the relationship with. It is a packaged deal. So you are dealing with everything: the baby father, baby mother, the family on the other side, her trauma, the child's trauma. You're dealing with it all. So if it's something that you feel that you can get through, trust and believe is very rewarding. Very rewarding. It'll make you an awesome person. But if that's not what you're looking for, leave them alone. That's all I got for you. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Yes, sometimes single parents don't want anything serious either, but that's another conversation. Listen, go ahead, get this hot rag and get out my house. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Please, we'll go with James. We'll go with Dame first. Dame, let the people know, how can they reach out to you? How can they support what you got? And where can they find you?
It's your boy, Dame Irv, a.k.a. Reppin' CT, owner and founder of Urban Buddha. If you guys would like to know exactly what happened when I went to that nudist campground, the step-by-step video, my emotions, my reaction to the people, and my overall takeaway, you got to go to YouTube and enter in Repping CT right here, and you'll find out all about the things that we weren't able to fit in regarding that naked camping experience. I'm on every social media platform, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, so on and so forth. But if you like the Urban Buddha apparel, if you stay calm in the middle of chaos, if you like to be reminded that you are the one that's keeping everything running smoothly and you're not getting too emotional, you staying even keel, maybe you should get yourself some Urban Buddha apparel. You can find it at urbanbuddha.bigcartel.com. Remember to take care of yourselves for us, and we are going to take care of ourselves for you. Thank you for joining our discussion this evening. I really have fun.
Yes. All right. James, I'm gonna let you close the show, so I will go next. It is your girl Sabrina. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us on this beautiful Sunday evening. I am so proud of you. Listen, make sure you guys go to YouTube and click subscribe, and also hit the notification bell so that you receive a notification when we are going live. We already told you the schedule. Every Sunday starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you missed the live, you can always go back and listen to it on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora. Shout out to each and every one of our people that's watching, whether you're live or if you are going back and listening to the episode. We appreciate you just giving us some of your time. It's so meaningful. We also have a Facebook group, so please make sure you check out our Facebook group. Don't Judge Me But Facebook group. It's that easy. Find us online. You can find me on all social media platforms. Simply Bree, so SimpleeBree is my social handle. I'm just here. I'm just living life, trying to figure it out one step at a time. So I appreciate you guys, and I hope you guys have a great evening. And then finally, we got Mr. Mental Ambition himself, James.
What's going on, everybody? Firstly, I appreciate everyone that follows us, interacts, comments. I appreciate you, because this isn't easy. You give us motivation to keep going. Mr. Mental Ambition, author of Mental Ambition, A Guide to Upgrading Your Life. Mental Ambition, A Guide to a Better Relationship, available at Walmart, Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com. Social media right there. For the TikTok, at mental_ambition 2.0, 70,000 followers, millions of views. IG's mental_ambition 3.0. If you want to know what I got going on, or you want to read a little bit more about me, or you want a link to the books, hit the website, 3ws.mental-ambition.com. I'm going to say this with an open heart. Do what's best for you. Sometimes we care so much for our partner that we put ourselves to the side, and it becomes very draining. Focus on you, fix what you need to fix within yourself, and the right person will come along. Prepare your mind for any challenge and believe you can accomplish anything. Keep going.
All right. Listen, that sounded like a whole motivational speech. I am inspired, sir. Thank you. Thank you for that. All right, you guys, like, comment, share this episode, and make sure you come back for some more next week on Don't Judge Me But podcast. Until next time,
Yes,
bye.
sir.
The dawn is good enough for them ducks, is good enough for your shit.
When you're in your phone, you're like this, smiling and stuff. Like,
yeah. Let me hold that.
Going on?
Let me hold that.
Or even just wanting access to your partner's phone. Like, why? Why do you want access?
You know why you want access.
You want to be heartbroken.
You want to go through them DMs to see who they talking to. That's why.
If my girl was a toe sucker, or if she wanted me to do it, I probably would, but there would be strict protocols before that toe went in my mouth. I mean, I would probably have to like carry her to the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Because once the foot hit the floor, it's
Yeah,
all over.
it's dirty.